Again, today we've got another video for you. Today I'm going to run through basically what type of money you need, how much you need to start selling on Amazon. And you have to be careful. The reason I'm making this video is because you just have to be careful, because a lot of these YouTubers that are out there telling you how much you need, it can be a little bit skewed, the answers, and that's what I found out personally. But I'm going to run through everything that you need and basically what to expect if you want to start doing Amazon FBA, which is fulfillment by Amazon, getting it into the Amazon warehouse from a Chinese supplier and selling it from there. So we'll get right into it. And this is just basically going to be everything, because I'm an Australian. It's going to be all in AUD, so all in Australian currency. And I'll get to the reason why in just a second. It's going to be near the end of all this info here, but I'll tell you guys why in a second as well. But right now we'll get right into it, and I'll tell you everything that you need to know and basically what to expect when getting started. So, the very first thing you're going to need when you start selling on Amazon is an actual Amazon seller account. And there is a free version of Amazon seller account which you can list your products on there. Definitely not recommended though, because you need a pro account because you need to do advertisement to actually get your products anywhere. If you can't do advertisement, there's really no reason to start putting up your products there, because they're just not going to sell. And whether that's in the Australian market or definitely in the US market, the reason a lot of these products are making 3,000, 5,000, even 50,000, 100,000 a month is because they can do your advertisement on there, and that's why you need a professional seller account. So your seller account is $55, and that's a month. And when you make your account, they'll bill $55 to your account automatically. So you have to have that money there as soon as you sign up to your account. Otherwise, straight away you'll be in debt with them. You'll have to pay that back, as soon as you can. But they'll bill the $55 straight away. Next thing as well. Now this one I did use at the start of when I started doing my first product research, using a little bit less now. I'm also using the Chrome extension for Jungle Scout, which I'll get to in a second. But if you're just starting off, you don't know where to go with product research, definitely recommend the Jungle Scout. By the way, I'll be leaving the links for most of these down below, so you can check that out as well. So Jungle Scout's just basically, it pulls all the data from the Amazon search results, and basically gives you the stats. You can put in your own parameters of products that sell well. You could type in, say, products that sell anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 a month in revenue. You can put that in and it'll pull up all the data from there. It's $45 a month. You can the good thing with this is you can either do the build monthly, which you pay $45 for 1 month and you can cancel it, or if you think you're going to use it for the whole year, you can do it's a bit cheaper. I think it's $10 cheaper, but it's billed yearly, so you just basically have a one lump sum that you pay, and then you don't have to pay it for another year. So Jungle Scout web app is definitely something I recommend if you're just getting started. Now, something else that I'd recommend, whether you're getting started or not, I still use this to this day when I do product research. You definitely need it, because basically with the web app, you can search for the products that you want. What the Chrome extension does is it basically, if you're looking at a product on the screen already, you can just basically pull the data straight from that page, and it'll tell you not exactly, but it'll tell you, a rough estimation of how much it's selling, basically in a 30-day period, and it tells you everything you need to know. And the reason I'm telling you to get the extension Pro, is because it gives you, because there's a simple version, so there's a standard version, which I think is about $50 to $100 less. But the reason you need the Pro version is because it's got all these extra features that the standard version doesn't, and that you will need. It even gives you an indication of how good the opportunity is in that category of products, and you can basically look at all the numbers to just say, for instance, if you type in dog bowl or something because you're looking for a certain product that you might think is good, type in dog bowl, and then you hit, on the Chrome extension, you hit search, and then it'll basically give you a score out of 10 to tell you what Jungle Scout thinks is the opportunity score for that. So just say if it's too competitive, and then there's a lot of sales but there's too many sellers, it'll give you like a 3 or a 4. But say if the sales are good and there's low competition, it'll give you about a 7 or an 8. So it'll give you an indication as well, which really helped me out with my product research. So if you were to get any of these two, either the web app or the Chrome extension, you don't have the money for both, make sure you save the money for the Chrome extension. It is a must-have when you're doing product research. Now the next thing is a logo, and the logo is basically I'll type this in here as well, just so you guys can have a look at it. It's through Fiverr. So that's the website that I use. You're just basically going through freelancers. You need a logo to put on your product, so you can private label it, and so you can send off the file to your Chinese supplier, so they can put the logo on there for you. So I spent about $50 on the logo. Make sure you go for someone that can revise their logo an unlimited amount of times. I'll leave the link for Fiverr down below so you guys can check that out. It's free to make an account, and there's a whole wide variety of people that you can go through, and you can tell them exactly what you want for your logo, so it relates to your brand. And they give you easy to deal with files, just JPEGs and PNGs, so you can just send it over and let your supplier deal with it from there. Next thing as well is a barcode. It only costs $7 because you only really need one of them for one product unless you're selling different variations. Just say if you're selling 2 products, one's red, one's blue, you need 2 different logos, so it's going to be a bit more than that. But just basically you buy it through a website called Barcodes Mania. I have a video on that as well. You can check that out. I go in depth on how to buy a barcode, and basically how they send you the files from there, and they just basically send it to you through email, and you can send that over to your supplier as well. So $7 as well. So your first stock, for your first lot of stock, so just say you found a product, you've got all this stuff above, and you're ready to go, got your product in there, say to your supplier, cool, first test order, I wouldn't go any lower than 300 units. I would probably go to 500 if you have the money there, but your first test order, I wouldn't go any lower than 300 units. Reason being is because, if it sells slowly, you've only got 300 to sell. Let's just say if it's a fail, I wouldn't consider it a fail anyway, but if you've got 300 units, won't take that long to sell out of. But as well, if it sells really well, you have enough there to give yourself a bit of leeway to get in your next batch, because when it comes down to it, most suppliers are going to take about 20 to 30 days for production time. And if you see that it's selling really well, when you get paid from Amazon, it's a 2-week turnaround, so at least you're going to start getting a bit of money back there to reorder your next batch, and then have them make it so you're not out of stock for too long, and you won't lose your ranking on your product. Because if you work really hard to get up to the first page, and you're like the first few up on the top page for your keyword, and you're selling really well, and then you run out of stock, that's just going to be a lot of wasted effort, and you're going to have to start climbing back up, and it's sort of like a sort of just going to keep going around in circles. So that's the reason why I would do 300 units, in my personal opinion. And that includes your packaging. So this includes the price of your packaging, your shipping, and your transaction fees. If you pay through PayPal, it's like 1.25% transaction fee, or 2%, I can't remember. This is around the lowest quote that I usually find, and that's in Australian dollars. So just keep in mind, in US, that's going to be under $1,000. That's why a lot of people say, you don't need $1,000 to start, because they're from the US. So 1,100 was kind of the cheapest that I could find for a 300 batch, and this is on decent products. So just keep that in mind. And then as well, I needed to chuck in another $250 for your Amazon PPC. And this is in order to advertise your product and rank it onto the first page, because you need extra money there in your budget to put towards advertisement, because if you don't advertise on Amazon, there's pretty much going to be no hope that you're going to sell your products, unless it's a really, really good product. There are some cases that I've seen where they haven't done any PPC at all and they've sold really well, but it is very, very hard to come by, and advertisement just allows you to get your product out there, and it allows your product to be viewed on other pages that aren't even in relation to your keywords, or they are, but sometimes they're not going to be in the same product page, and someone might see your product when they're not even looking for that particular product. So it really does pay to have extra budget for your PPC, which is pay-per-click. So you're basically paying every time someone clicks on your advertisement. So the total all up and one thing I forgot to mention as well, this is without an Amazon course. So this is just you getting started on your own without an Amazon course. This is basically the total here. So it's 1,767. I've converted it to US just to give you guys some relation to what other YouTubers are saying, because if you live in Australia, the money can be a lot different, and even in other countries, if your currency is not as good as Australian currency, it's going to be even higher for you guys. So you guys just need to keep that in mind when you see a lot of people from the US saying, hey, you only need to have $1,000 to get all this ready for your first order and this and that. You just have to be careful because that's in US, and as you can see here, there's a noticeable difference, from Australian dollars as well. So just keep that in mind. Now I've just done a little bit here as well with an Amazon course. Now the Amazon course that I've done is Dan Vass's. For Australian dollars, for AUD, it's about $650. I think for US it's $4.99. I can't remember, or $4.49. I can't remember. I just remember my course, when it converted, it was about $650. So in total, if you're looking to do everything above, so if you're looking to get everything ready from above, with the Amazon course, it comes to $2,417 all up. That's your first order done into Amazon. You're already learning what to do with your PPC from the course and everything. And big thing as well to check out is the difference, because obviously the higher the amount is, the bigger difference it's going to be from US to AUD in the currency conversion. So really, it's getting close to almost a grand under what the Australian dollars are. So 2,417, and in the US it's only 1,816. So just be careful. Just wanted to put this video out just to be careful for when you see a lot of Amazon guys from the US saying, hey, you only need $1,000, you only need $1,500, including the course, you only need $1,500 to get started on your first order. You have to be careful, because in reality, it's going to be very hard for someone like myself, or very hard for someone if you're living in in Australia, to only spend $1,000 to $1,500 to actually get a good product out, to get your 300 units, and to have a course as well, and to have money there for your advertisement and whatnot. It's going to be very, very hard to do that just from where we live. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't go out and do it just because it's not $1,000 to $1,500. I'm just telling you guys that you have to be careful, and in the reality of things, that you're not going to be spending $1,500. You're probably going to be spending a bit more. But if you've seen my prior videos, it's definitely worth it to go for Amazon. I'm in the midst of looking for my third product, and I'm going to actually be launching that on the Australian marketplace, and that's going to be my first product in the Australian marketplace. Hopefully I want to do some videos on that as well. But that's pretty much going to be it for today's video, guys. I just wanted to sort of give you an overview, give you a bit of truth on how much you actually are sort of looking at. So in total, you're kind of looking at anything from about $1,700-$1,800. Could be anywhere, up to $2,500 if you're looking at an Amazon course as well. Or even if you want to spend that extra money, not on a course, on extra stock, if you want to get 500 units in instead, you're sort of looking at just over $2,000 all up, and that's in Australian dollars. So just be careful what you see on these other videos that a lot of guys are doing from the US. If you're living in Australia, you just have to sort of look at it in the reality of things. It's going to be a bit more for you guys, but I'd still go for it, guys. Definitely. That's why I'm promoting Amazon so much. That's why I promote Dan Vass's course. It's why I promote living this lifestyle and just doing the Amazon grind, because I believe it's definitely one of the steps if you want to be financially free, and if you want to live life on your own terms. This is one of the ways to go for one of your income streams. So that's about it for this video, guys. If you have any other questions about this, leave them in the comments down below, or like I said, get in contact with me on my Facebook or my Instagram, and subscribe to the channel if you like this video. I'm more than happy to help you guys out with whatever you need. And yeah, we're just going to keep this ball rolling. We've had a fair few subs in the last few days, which is really, really good. Starting to do advertisements on a few videos on YouTube as well. I'm not spending much at all, but we'll just see where it goes. But I'm trying to just grow a really decent community. And one other thing as well, which I'm actually going to show you, is I did this on the last video. Now I'm just going to go onto Facebook here, and I've got a new Amazon Entrepreneurs page, and this isn't just for Australians. So it's called Aussie Amazon Entrepreneurs. I'll leave that in the description down below. But it's not just for Australians, just basically a page or a closed group where people can come in. And I haven't got any posts on it yet because it's just brand new. We've only got 12 members, so get in while you can before it starts filling up, because I think once we start growing, the group will start growing a lot as well. And you guys can come in here and post any questions that you have about Amazon. I'm personally happy to answer them, and any members in the group can answer them as well. It's not a place for spam, so please don't spam your YouTube channels in there. It's just a place where if you have any questions about Amazon, if you want to show off your Amazon stuff, you can do that. It's just basically to motivate people and to help them when it comes to selling on Amazon, not just in Australia as well. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully we'll have some really good content coming out soon. I've got a few video idea plans as well. But that's about it, guys. I am off for today. Hope you guys are having an amazing afternoon or morning, wherever you are watching from, and I'll see you in the next one.